I love cities. I spent most of my life in cities, surrounded by buses, buildings, and trains. And it was great. But growing up, I just didn't have many opportunities to get close to nature. Nature was something I saw on television, watching Discovery Channel, or flipping through the pages of National Geographic. My time here in Bali has completely changed that for me. It's changed me. I've allowed myself to grow as an explorer and to claim that for myself. And our planet's oceans are definitely on my list of places to explore. It's a common fact that 71% of the Earth's surface is water. What's less common is that only 5% of that has been explored or charted. That's wild to me. We know more about space than we do about our own oceans. I want to know more about our oceans and to discover for myself just a tiny part of that other 70% of this planet. And to do that, the first step is to become scuba certified as an open water diver. Let's go. I'm Brittany. Welcome to Miscommunication. What is miscommunication? Well, that's me. I went to Nusa Penida, a small island near Bali, to meet with the ladies of Purple Dive, a woman-owned scuba diving school. The certification takes a couple of days. It includes 1 pool training session and 4 dives. To make sure I'm in good physical health, I had to swim 200 meters and float unassisted for 10 minutes straight. That was really fun. Some of the skills learned include troubleshooting problems with the equipment, monitoring oxygen levels, using hand signals to communicate with my dive partner, operations for emergencies, and finding my natural buoyancy. Getting suited up for my first dive, I thought about what it'd be like to go to space. Putting on all the scuba gear, which is actually pretty bulky and cumbersome, sent my mind drifting to the Natural Buoyancy Lab at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. I've always wanted to go there. I can't imagine all that astronauts go through, but I do often. The first couple of dives are about 12 meters deep, or 40 feet. And just like free diving, equalization of the ears often helps keep the pressure from being uncomfortable. After practicing all the skills learned, exploration began. Y'all, it's so beautiful down here. Everywhere you look, it's beautiful. And it feels precious. I thought about myself as a kid thumbing through the pages of National Geographic. I literally teared up in my mask when I saw my first sea turtle. Hey, friend. After a break, we went for our second round of dives. I felt way more comfortable with the equipment, and we also went deeper below the surface, to about 60 feet. And y'all, the deeper I went, the more otherworldly it all felt. For real. The pressure around my body felt like a big old hug from Earth itself. I was so excited to be there. And getting certified was a lovely introduction. After the excitement of my certification, I researched what else could be explored on the island. It turns out oceans have more historical artifacts than all of the world's museums combined. And a piece of that history happens to be Bali's most famous dive site. It's a shipwreck, the USAT Liberty. So when the United States entered World War II in 1941, the USAT Liberty was already in the Pacific working as a cargo ship.
On the Second World War, it's for a cargo ship, but they still bring the gun. That's why when they're passing Bali and Lombok, between Bali and Lombok, the ship get torpedoed by Japanese submarine. Because on the time, Lombok still occupied by Japanese, yeah, and Bali occupied by Dutch.
The wreck was only 50 meters offshore. We could literally walk into the dive site. And knowing that usually this place is full of tourists, it felt really strange to just go out there, the two of us. It sounds cheesy, but it feels like I'm the one discovering it. And in a way, I am. I'm finding it for myself. With my own two eyes, and ears and hands. And I'm grateful. When I first set eyes upon this dark structure in front of me, my very first thought was the opening scene to Titanic. But in all honesty, it was a little scary at first. I just had no idea how huge the ship would be. Seriously, it's massive. We started at the stern or the back of the boat. But the whole thing is awkward looking. It's kind of sitting there at this weird angle, just kind of looking out of place. But the closer I got, and the more I explored, I realized that this place is home for them. The aquatic life here has made it an artificial reef, an ecosystem. Swimming through the engine boilers and hold and crew quarters of the wreck was just incredible. I felt like James Cameron. It was great. History always feels so long ago, as opposed to something that's tangible. Something that's real and worth remembering. I'll never forget this, that's for sure. The ocean is a marvelous place.